Dear Shrestha viewers, welcome. So today I'm going to explain this. Can you understand? Anybody? I'm not going to explain anything today. Enough of this. These many days I explained you, right? I finished these many topics. Now I want you people to answer. What do you understand by this columns and all? These question marks are left for you. You should only fill this. Any guesses? I'll give you the answer. If your guess matches with me, then don't forget to hit a big like button and comment me. Okay? So, today I'm going to explain about the differences between sole proprietorship, partnership, and joint stock company. So today the topic is about differences between sole proprietorship, partnership, and joint stock company. So we filled 4 blanks, and the fifth blank is contents. These are the contents which we are going to see. This is the main, these are the contents, and we are going to observe each of this content type. How does it occur here or something like that. So if registration, what is registration in sole proprietorship, partnership, and joint stock, and the differences. Did you get the idea of what I'm going to tell today? Yeah, most of us know everything because I kept repeating these points again and again. So this class is not new to you. So that's the reason I just wanted to puzzle this class today. So I gave. But even we have some more things like we can't understand. So I see I have marked crosses somewhere. I have marked hyphen somewhere. What does it mean? Let's see. Registration. What is registration? Like whenever we are going to enter into a new field or start a new business, we want to register our name or company's name, right? So that's called registration. Sole proprietorship, partnership, and joint stock. Where the registration is involved? Sole proprietorship, as I already told you, there is nothing much formalities. It's owned on the will and wish of the owner, and if he wants to start the business, he can start and he can quit on his decision. So no registration in sole proprietorship. In partners also, as I told you, the second stage, informative stage, where it is not mandatory but advisable, so like that. So here also registration is not so mandatory, but you can take it. You have a chance. Okay, it is advised. So first half it's fine even if you don't make anything. Second half where the problems arises, some business expansions and all, where partners will be like starting stage, everyone are good, everyone takes good, but when the business is expanding, our hopes, our wishes, our expectations also will increase. So we are not only the sole traders there, we have the partners also with us. So even they have some expectations, like I should have this amount of sharing profit, like that. So that time where if it doesn't match, then the problems arises. So for the second part, the registration is necessary. Not only registration but also formalities. And then for joint stock company, when there is 2 or 3 members only, if we are thinking about a registration is advised, then why not here? Here there are some lakhs of people involved in this joint stock companies. I gave you the examples of joint stock companies, right? Public company, private company, government company, subsidiary company, holding company, what not, everything I gave. So those many examples we saw: Alphabet, Google, Microsoft, Marriott Hotels, etc. So all comes under this companies itself. So here registration is also mandatory. Here there is just a sole proprietor. If he just keeps a tea stall also, he need not name like this is my tea stall, some ABC company tea stall, he need not maintain it. And even partnership also, some partnership they are doing some like some hotel, and they can give some random name and no one is going to care about it. But if it is a company, people come to invest there and they are responsible, or they are having the right to know about the name of the company, what it is, what it does, etc. Yes or no? So whenever you are joining into an institution to study something, you should know the name first, the place where it is located, and also what it does, like what is the popularity it has in that local place, and is it good, is it reputed or not, whatever doubts we have. So when we just go to that, is study is important. When we are studying, if we have such doubts, then what about investing a property? So registration is important, and not only in registration, in every matter. And management, obviously sole trader, only single person will manage the shop or a hotel, whatever it is. Yes or no? So there is only one person who manages the business in sole proprietorship, whereas in partnership, one and more, two or more, whatever it is, one and more, or two or more, or three or more, it can be. So 2-3 people will be there, and they are some business people or some clothes department, etc. So they will be dealing about the different types of products, services. So one will be in marketing department, one will be in service department, and another will be in the cashier, etc. So they will be managing some different kinds of functions in the management. So there are 2-3 people to manage. And coming to here, as I already told you or spoke about the membership in the companies in private and public, did you remember? So private company, how many are the members? How many? Yeah, in private company, it is the minimum number of members are 2 and maximum of 50. It's because private company will not allow the general public or the investors to invest in it. It only takes the help of its friends or the family members who are well known by them. And public company, minimum number of directors members are 7 and maximum is infinite or unlimited. Okay, so membership and management. Membership is 1, here also it's 1, and membership is 1. Here managing the business of partners are 2 or more. As I already told you, 2 points covered here itself. And here I told you it's infinite. There are many people to manage the business, and as I told you, in private company there are 2 and 50. Here in public it is 7 and infinite. Got it? Clear? So we completed 3 points, that is registration, management and membership. So I hope you are familiar with these terms now. So here why I marked this signs is, the reason is registration is not involved in sole proprietorship, is involved only for some extent in partnership, and it's completely involved in joint stock company. Again here there is only one trader. Yes. So management, there is only one person to manage. Here 2, 3, any people, like only 2 or 3 like that people to manage, those are partners. And then joint stock, it is infinite, many people are there. And then membership, again sole trader 1 person, it's in the name itself, and partners 2 or more. And see, joint stock company membership is private 2, minimum 2 and maximum is 50, and public company is 7 and infinite. Okay, 3 points are clear. Now the 4th point is accounting equity. Accounting equity in the sense, everyone will have a separate equity, right? Everything, like business has a separate equity. So here all the 3 points are same. Here there is no difference, like everyone has their own individuality, we say, right? So in the same way, even sole proprietorship, partnership and joint stock company, they has their own separate equities, accounting equities. So sole proprietorship account cannot be tallied with joint stock, and joint stock companies cannot be tallied with partnership. So in that sense, like that. And capital, the amount which we get into the business, it will be termed as liability for business, because we are different, business is different. On some other day, on the month ending or the year ending, the company has to pay us. So that is a capital. That in sole proprietorship it's termed as rupees, and in partnership also it is termed as rupees. But coming to joint stock, we call it as shares. So the face value of shares, face value. Here the value of shares says the capital amount. So the big amount of capital is divided into a small units called shares, and here the capital means the face value of shares, and here the capital is not termed in the name of rupees. Whereas in sole proprietorship and partnership, it is told as rupees. Clear? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points are clear. And then publication of financial statements. The same example again. I have a small coffee shop. Tomorrow, RBI is coming to raid in my shop. Do you believe that? No. How funny it is. So, publication of financial statements. Who asked? See how many coffees did they drink? Some RBI director, some other bank company's director came and had coffee at my shop. So will they come to write how much did he pay you? Did he give some 10 lakhs for you? No, right? So it's not involved here. And partnership also, he need not submit his documents anywhere, because that also they formed upon their will and wish, like we friends together will do a business, will earn profits, because individually they cannot bear it. So three of them are joined. So it's something like you join the people for your help, and they are bringing some sort of capital, some resources, etc. So here it is advisable, informative level, so it's not mandatory. And yeah, of course it said the same, it's not mandatory. So if someone are in the fraudulent conduct in partnership, then you can go to court and you can take the amount, but no one will come directly and check like joint stock company like that. They won't take it that much sincerely. And then coming to joint stock annual report, we say that, see, for every event we write a report, right? Like so and so came at this time, this meeting happened and he spoke this and he gave the message like this, and this was happened, and what did we learn from that? That is a report. So in that same way, annual report is what called as the financial statements at the year ending. So now in this context, I want to ask the financial year. Can anyone remember the financial year? Anyone has an idea about that? New year, everyone remember. I was due yesterday only. Yes or no? 1st Jan to 31st December. This is what called as calendar year, right? So what is financial year then? Being the commerce student, we should celebrate our new year on April 1st. And our financial year ends on March 31st. April 1st is a fool's day for many of them, but for us it is our new year. And yeah, so publication of financial statements is done. And then agency relationship. Agency relationship. Here we told the business and partners are like they have some principal and agent relationship, right? Principal and agent relationship. So where business is a principal and the partners inside it are the agents. And as the agents, we go outside, we get the materials, we get the resources, etc. for the business, to invest in the business. So we are the agents, and we have the relationship with outside world like an agency. We are the agents and we are related to the outside world. Okay. So that's possible. That's not possible in sole proprietorship. It has, okay, but it cannot do like, yeah, it doesn't have, sorry, I was confused between these 2 points. So agency relationship is not possible in sole proprietorship, because he is only the business and everything he takes care of, and there is no one to move here and there. Yeah, he gets resources, but he doesn't have much agency relationship. But when coming to partnership, here it does. So it has agency relationship, because they have agency relationship. Partners will have agency relationship with each other, and they can get materials, they can share resources, etc. Are there someone to share the resources here? The partner have to get, he have to put. But here one gets capital, one gets resources, one gets some other thing. So it doesn't mean that I have bought capital, so I'll share only capital, I'll use only capital. No, everyone uses capital, everyone uses water, everyone uses electricity, like that. So agency relationship is possible in partnership. And joint stock company also, agency relationship is not possible, because there you invest your amount on your interest. Okay, I am buying the shares, so you're just buying the shares and you're just investing some amount to get profit, okay, and you just help in some management activities. But it doesn't mean that, okay, you're sharing this capital. No, so I'll share some of your capital, I'll share some of your profits. Will you give like that? No. So agency relationship, and partners doesn't have agency relationship, because here partners are not related. Partners are from different places, and they come on the different needs or different necessities to the business, and they get their own capital and invest, and they help to the management, to the board of directors. They have that contact, but they doesn't have any agency relationship. So agency relationship is not possible in sole proprietorship and joint stock, whereas it is possible in only partnership. And perpetual existence, like I told you, a house will exist even if the members of the house shift their place, go somewhere, even if they die, whatever it is, a house exists at the same place. It gets old, but it exists, right? That place will exist, right? So in the same way, business exists even if the members change or die or shift somewhere, shift their business, whatever it is, the place doesn't move, it will be there only. So in the business also, so in that case, perpetual existence is possible in sole proprietorship. If one man, so I am dealing it, after me someone else of my family members will take care about it, so it doesn't have any end, it will be continuing. But partnership, will it be possible? 2-3 different partners are there, so if you want to continue, it doesn't continue for much time, right? So if 3 members are doing the business, 2 of them will shift and 1 of them will die. Does the business exist? No. And when coming to joint stock company, it does exist again. Some family businesses will be there, that's coming from generations. So even if they shift some other company, some other will come and join, and it keeps continuing. See, if you take some Reliance company, many of the shareholders have came, they have invested, and when the share value was low, again they shifted, again they are coming now. But did they shed their business? No, right? So that's the example. So perpetual existence will be existing in joint stock company and sole proprietorship. Okay, then legal status. Legal status, what did I tell? Formalities, registration of formalities, whatever it is there. So sole proprietorship, not at all mandatory. Sole proprietorship is not at all into this, and it doesn't need this all things. And partnership also doesn't need much legal formalities, but joint stock company should need, each and every document should be filed. So if a MD of a company goes somewhere, attended the meeting, the company people will be having each and every idea. So because they schedule his meetings, so first morning 5:30 you have an appointment with some director with lunch, you have an appointment, or you have to meet some other company's director, and someone you have to meet at the 4 o'clock in some resort, like that. They have some different plans, and when they are taking note of the small meetings itself, then what about the legal status of a company? They'll have it, right? So legal status or the legal formalities is must and should for joint stock company. They have registrations. Sole proprietorship also, you can have a separate entity like that, but you don't have much legal formalities like No one are interested to know where are you going and whom are you meeting. But in joint stock company, it is must and should, because they maintain the record, even the call records of everything, because that is really important in that business, and it is involved with a huge amount of risk and huge amount of capital. And then winding up. Same example like sole trader. I'm a sole trader. Now today my business was running really good. I got 10,000 amount of profit. Today I thought, okay, my business is running very good. I'll continue it for few more days, because that day maybe people were so much hungry. They came to my shop, or else it may be the reason like my shop was only available on the whole highway, so they came near me. But the next day when I saw, there were 2-3 shops other than me on the highway. So they went off to another shop. That day my business was not running good. So what does it happen? The ratio, the margin decreases. So when it decreases, what will happen? I will think, like a sole trader, I will be much tired. So I don't want to run this business. See, till yesterday my business was running good, but today it is not running good. So I'll shift to some other place. I don't want here, or else I'll take a break for few days. I'll shut down my business and I'll do. You'll decide it yourself. Or else you'll go to side shop, brother or sister, can I wind up my business? Will you ask someone? Or will you say you'll put an application to court that I'm going to wind up this business? No. So, like that. So, winding up is upon your will and wish in sole proprietorship. It is my wish actually. It's whenever I want, I'll open the doors, I'll do my business, and whenever I don't like it, I can close. And then partnership is also in the same way. But 2-3 people are involved. So if you are interested, you can continue. And if you are not interested, you can leave. That's upon your wish. But in joint stock company, winding up is also a procedure. Again, you have to conduct the same general meetings. You have to pass a clauses. You have to pass a resolutions. Whatever you have. So before winding up also, if you have some works to do, like they say, if you want to quit really, then they say, okay, we have 2 more programs this coming 2 months. You do and you quit after that. Okay, we have some more work, we need some capital and some resources, and we need help from you. So even if you want to quit, we will give you or pay you the amount, then you can quit after 2 months, or even if we can't pay you, you have to stay for 2 more months. So few people won't agree even if you want to wind up. So it happens like that. So even for winding up, you need some meetings, some procedures and all. So you have to file the meetings and you have to inform everybody in that office and etc. Here there is only one person, his wish, but here there are some lakhs of people involved. So that is what called as the differences between sole proprietorship, partnership and joint stock, and these are the differences which I have characterized few of them as a common points. I mean, these are not common, but studying the whole line have took some key point as the main thing and I'm explaining you. Okay, still there are many differences if we go on observing. So if you feel anything left uncovered, or still you think that I can concentrate more on few more topics, few more points, then let me know that points. And then these are, let's revise it once again. Registration, not mandatory in sole proprietorship, partnership, but in joint stock company. Management, there is only one partner in or a one person in sole proprietorship and 2 or 3 in partnership, and infinite, many people, and membership also. Single person, here 2 or 3, 2 or more, and here private company, minimum is 2 and maximum is 50. Public company, minimum is 7 and maximum is infinite. And then accounting equity. It is different from each, varies from one stage to another stage. So sole proprietorship doesn't match with partnership, and partnership doesn't match with joint stock company. They have their own things. So then capital. Here in sole proprietorship it is termed as rupees. Even in partnership it is termed as rupees. And in joint stock company it is termed as face value of shares. What it is called? Face value of shares. And then publication of financial statements. So is it mandatory in sole proprietorship? No. And in partnership? No. But in joint stock company, yes, publication. How do they publish? In the form of annual report. So these are the sales, these are the profits, these are the losses, these are the purchases, these are the expenses, etc., 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 etc. Many lists. So that accounting department does that, and here as it's called as annual report. And then after financial statements, agency relationship, sole proprietorship is the only person and he doesn't have any other partners to share anything, so he doesn't have any agency relationship. But as a partners, there are 2-3 people, they give different resources into the business. Whatever they have, they get, and they share it among themselves, and they have the relationship. So they are one agency and they have that relationship. So partnership has agency relationship, but it is not possible in joint stock company because they're not connected to each other. Some different people come from different places. Yes, they bring capital or whatever they have, but they can't share it with others because they don't have that relationship, because they are not going to work together or do something. They're just going to come, invest that, and just go back, and whenever they have some profits, they'll come and collect it. That's all. So no relationships. And then perpetual existence, not possible, sorry, it is possible in sole proprietorship but not possible in partnership. And joint stock company, again it is possible. And then legal status, sole proprietorship, it's not mandatory, partnership is also not mandatory, and joint stock company is mandatory. And the last one is winding up. It's according to the will and wish of the sole proprietorship, so he can wind up, and even the partners can wind up, but the joint stock company has to follow, even it can wind up, but it has some procedures. So that winding up procedures is involved only in this. So I hope I made relevant with lot of examples. And even if something is left more than this, and if you think I lack the topic, then I'll try to cover it from the next time. And if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe my channel and be the part of Shrestha. Thank you.